Hi, Jules from Roast, my pricing page here. So today I'm going to show you a mini roast of Figma's pricing page. So the idea here is that I skim through a few feedback that I have on their current pricing page, and I'm also going to show you how I would solve those issues with some design alternatives. So let's start with the headline. The headline of a pricing page is a tough exercise because you need to both convey the value prop of the product and some important aspects of the pricing model. So I think here it's not that bad because they manage in a very short way to explain that the price is going to adapt to the team size, which is the case with that license-based pricing model. However, I think they should do a better job at emphasizing on the value prop of Figma, and maybe also emphasis a bit more on another important aspect of their pricing model, which is not only do they adapt to the plan size, but they also adapt to the maturity of the design and the product team. Indeed, as you can see in the organization and enterprise plan, you can leverage more advanced features like branching and merging, using the REST API to create plugins, etc., etc. So here what I did is that I came up with a headline and a subheadline to answer to this issue. So the headline is more focused around the value prop. So here I want to remind the prospect that what makes Figma different from its competitors is that it fosters collaboration. So that's why I'm mentioning as a team to create obviously a better product. I'm still referring to the right price, clearly showing that there's an adaptation of the price depending on the team, but it's not that explicit with only the headline. Hence why I came up with a sub-headline that is much more explicit in that way. So here you can see that the first part of the subheadline shows that there's a plan for every team size, which is objectively the case because you pay per seat and you have no limits basically. And the other aspect is to show that you can use Figma whether you're starting out on design stuff or if you have a very mature design organization. So that's why I wanted to mention it here inside the subheadline. So now, second feedback that I pointed out, the select button here with the ability to switch from one currency to another. So that's a very good practice. That's something that I advise to any SaaS companies which have customers around the world. However, here small improvement would be to actually put more emphasis on the drop down here. There's no stroke, for instance, which is a bit of a shame because it doesn't emphasize enough the fact that you can basically use it as a drop down. So I solved it quite simply, basically by adding some stroke here to put more emphasis on it. All right, so now all the feedback that I have, plan names. So the plan names that are used here are quite relevant. The only thing is that I would add some descriptions below in order to make it really more clear for the prospect what is the plan that is best tailored to their company size or maturity. It's really an anchor, this plan description and plan names, and we don't do we never do enough in terms of anchoring the prospect to a specific plan right when they click on and query the pricing page. So here, what I did is that I added a plan description below. So generally, the copy for this is to start with ideal for or ideal to do this thing, perfect for or perfect to start doing this. and that's what I did here. Obviously, I'm not 100% sure about the persona and the use case for each plan, but came up with a format that basically is widely used in pricing pages, basically. Right, and now another feedback that I noted on the prices is that the price points, so the 15 euros here, are not is not isolated enough from the full seat per month attribute string, basically. It's really important on pricing pages to really isolate the number to the string that provide more elements on the pricing model. So that's what I did here by putting a bit more space between the price point and the string describing the billing period, etc., etc. It's actually always easier for a prospect to compare numbers between each other rather than number plus string to a number plus string, etc., etc. Other feedback here, so they mentioned that you can save 20% when it's billed annually. Actually, I think it's really something that they could improve. The best practice is often to use, as I put it here, a toggle button that enables to switch between monthly and yearly, and also expliciting how much you're going to save up by committing to a yearly plan. Also, I advise to, by default, put the yearly amount. It's commonly used customer prospects, they don't necessarily feel tricked by visualizing the yearly amount because they are used to be shown the yearly amounts. And the good thing is that it lowers the price points that they visualize, making it something that you can put to your advantage, basically. Other thing that I pointed out, the CTA here. What I advise generally is to use is to refrain from using too dark colors, too much dark colors on their pricing page. It's not adapted to all SaaS because I'm not maybe thinking about API or basically SaaS for developers. It's a common practice to use dark colors, etc. But for a tool like Figma, I would actually use clearer colors, which is why I actually switch simply the CTA color from black to this common blue, purple color that they use on other aspect of the pricing page. I'll also change the copy of the CTA to convey more action. So get started instead of selecting a plan. It's often better to show what's the action afterwards rather than selecting a plan, which is an action that is quite obvious when you come to the pricing page, basically. One specific thing on Figma's pricing is the fact that they do offer a price point for the dev mode only. So here, I don't think it's explicit enough, even though they use another color for it. So what I opted for is actually adding a toggle button, which works independently from the other toggle button here and here. And I'm actually reusing the toggle as it does exist here inside the product. And the thing here is that you can toggle on and off independently from the other toggle, as I said. And when you toggle it on, you have the dev mode only price that is displayed with the stroke transforming into green to put a bit more light on the fact that it's the dev mode only pricing. Also, something that I forgot to mention, don't hesitate also to mention explicitly the billing period here. So if it's yearly, chosen here, billed yearly, and if it's monthly, billed monthly, right below. It's also good when you have a yearly commitment, a yearly billing period, to show what is the equivalent in terms of price per month. It makes the comparison between the yearly commitment and the monthly commitment much more easier. And a few other feedbacks. Here they do a good job at using this title everything in former plan plus and the new and the features specific to the plan that is selected. So that's a very good practice, but I think it's not emphasized enough, which is why here in my alternative I really put it in bold with a bit more space with the rest of the feature listing. Also inside the feature listing, some features may not be very clear for even for prospects who have started playing around with Figma. So here what you can do is leverage tooltips. So basically tooltips that on which you can hover and that display a pop-up describing a bit more explanation on the feature itself. And also last but not least, the good thing on their page is that they do not come up with the full list of features directly inside the plans. What they do is that they leverage a feature comparison table, which is a very good practice. However, I think they should insist a bit more on, how to jump from the plan to the feature comparison table. So they do have this CTA, but I think it's a bit hidden here. So what I would suggest is actually put those CTAs below each of the plans and also putting a bit more emphasis on those on this CTA here by putting it in the same color as those CTA right there. I think that's about it. So that's a short excerpt of a full roast. Don't hesitate to book your roast if you want to get actionable insights and feedback on your pricing page. I also do, as you can see, some pricing pages alternatives based on the various also based on obviously the list of full list of pricing pages that I've analyzed, but also based on a full list of components, design components that I have stored in my Figma account. In any case, I wish you a very good day and happy to hear any feedback possible on this video. Thanks.